am here to talk to you today about posing for your photos. So my very first tip to you is going to be that posing takes practice. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's not something that you're just gonna pick up right away. It takes practice, and guess what? The mirror is going to be your very best friend. So yes, you need to practice posing in front of the mirror until you're comfortable enough to get behind the camera. The first step to learning how to pose for a photo is you're gonna wanna do some research. So you're gonna wanna look on Pinterest, on Google, on Instagram, on catalogs, on anything, on magazines, on anything that's going to help you figure out what to do. Because a lot of times when you get in front of the camera, you kind of just freeze and you're like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do, right? So the first step I'm going to suggest to you is do some research. Look up some poses, look at some magazines, look at how people look in their photos. And you're gonna want to imitate that. So you're gonna wanna practice these poses in front of the mirror before you get in front of the camera. Another key to posing is to know what your good side is. So if you don't know what your good side is, it's pretty easy to tell. So if you have a part on the side of your head, as you can see, my part is here. This is going to be my good side, this side. The reason why is because my hair falls on this side, which this side, as you can see, is not my good side. This covers a lot of my face, and whereas this side, there's less hair, it's more open, you can see more of my face. This is my good side. So if you notice when I take photos, you'll hardly ever see me pose this way. If I'm looking sideways, I will always be looking this way. So if you don't know what your good side is, follow your part. What people don't realize is that posing is just like acting. So when you get in front of the camera, it's great that you're just smiling and you're so happy, but maybe you want some different looks, right? So in your head, you're gonna wanna think of moments that create emotion out of your face. This is something also that you're gonna wanna practice in front of the mirror is your expressions, your facial expressions. So one thing is smiling is all happy and great and all, but you also don't wanna look dead like you have no emotions, like a ghost. Because this is really awkward. Okay, so if you want to be like sultry, sexy kind of look, you want to think of something sultry, sexy, something that makes you feel like that, for you to portray that. So I'm going to use my eyes a lot. I'm going to kind of smirk. I'm going to give that flirtatious vibe. Now, if you're trying to be more serious, you might want to think of something in your head of a serious moment that's going to trigger that emotion. So if you're going to be more serious, you just want to think of something serious, but still express, portray it through your eyes and your mouth is the key to posing. One thing I love to do is, you've heard of the phrase, suck it in? Yes. The reason why people are telling you to suck it in is not for your stomach, it's really for these muscles right here. So when you suck, you're creating the collarbone and neck muscles to come out, and your lips are doing something different. So occasionally when people are snapping photos of me, I'll breathe in and create a different look with my lips, and occasionally I'll also breathe out as the camera is snapping. This creates different looks. I want to do some minor movements in between shots. So let's just say that this is my pose. I'm going to smile for one. Okay, I'm going to generally keep the same pose, just change it ever so slightly. So you'll see me rotate my eyes, slightly angle my body for multiple shots, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. Click, 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 click. So just minor movements with your eyes and your head, and occasional shoulder or rotation of your body. Just the slightest little movements can make the biggest difference. If you've got a jacket, or you've got a necklace, or you have a hat or a fun accessory, you're gonna wanna play with it. So this is a great way to come up with a pose right on the spot, is playing with your accessory. Occasionally you'll see me, I like to play with my hair. I'll put my hands in my hair. I'm like brushing my hair out off my face and into my ear. I'll do this look. I'll occasionally just hold my hair. So if I'm wearing a necklace, I'll play with the necklace. I'll hold it. I'll kind of bring it off. I'll just play with my accessories. If I'm having a jacket, I'm gonna hold it open, put my hands in my pockets. I'm gonna do a lot of different things. If I have a hat, I'm gonna touch the hat. I'm gonna play around with it. I'm gonna angle my head. With a hat, you gotta be a little bit careful because of shadows, but you wanna play with your clothes. Another key to posing is that you're gonna wanna angle your body, okay? So not all of your shots should be head on straight like this. You might want to slightly turn at a 45-degree angle on either side, depending on what your good side is, and in between. Okay, you don't want to be all the way to the side like this, but you also don't want all your shots to be right on. So you're gonna want to do some in between where you're creating angles with your body. And I want to create separation between your limbs and your actual body. So when it comes to your hands, your arms, your legs, you want to create separation. So meaning that you want to put your arm out, arms relaxed, you might want to slightly angle it outward, up against tight of your body because you're going to lose your limbs. So you want to make sure that when you're posing, you can see both of your limbs. Meaning that if I'm posing to the side, like this, you want to see both of my arms. Okay, so I'm going to rotate my shoulders at a 45-degree angle. That way you can see that I have two arms. Because if I'm all the way like this, then it looks funny, like I only have one arm. It looks really weird. My arm against my body, okay? This is not a very flattering photo. I have no angles, it's a straight line, it's not very flattering. Now if I just slightly pull my elbow back and away towards the camera, this is a much more flattering photo. First, this makes my arm look way skinnier. And it's creating an angle where it's not just a straight line anymore. You don't want to just stand up straight. This looks very stiff. It looks very awkward. You look uncomfortable. I always tend to push one hip out, and the more exaggerated you are, the better, okay? So as you can see here, I'm pushing my hip all the way out. I'm creating an angle, and I can just pull my arm a little bit forward towards the camera. This is creating more curves. And I don't always put my hand on my actual hip. Sometimes I'll put it on my natural waistline to draw more attention to my waist. When you are tending to look off to the side or up, you want to make sure that you are keeping your pupils in the center of your eyes, meaning that you don't want too much white on the outside of your eyes, meaning that you don't want to look like this. You want to look like this. Eyes tell so much in a photo, so make sure that when you are taking your photo, you're feeling good, that you're feeling great about yourself, that you're feeling sexy, that you're feeling confident, that you're feeling happy, because that's going to be all portrayed through your eyes on film. Relax. Have fun with it. Be yourself. Be goofy. Be silly. Have fun and don't be too critical on yourself. We are our own biggest critics, so it is easy for us to be like, I hate that photo, I don't like the way my tummy looks, I don't like the way my face looks, I don't like the way my arm looks. But sometimes those bad photos, if cropped correctly, can turn out to be some of your best photos. I hope this video was super helpful in helping you learn how to pose in front of the camera. If you need any help or you have any other questions, I am more than happy to help you. Just feel free to reach out to me.